Uplift Eureka, developed by the City of Eureka, is an innovative program to support members of our community experiencing homelessness in accessing vital community resources to obtain housing, employment, and empower themselves to a better quality of life. Many components of Uplift Eureka, such as Pathway to Payday and the Job Skills Training Program, were temporarily suspended due to safety concerns surrounding the COVID outbreak. Uplift Eureka has focused on supporting community partners and vulnerable community members during these challenging times. Uplift staff continue to provide accurate, current information as well as hand sanitizer and have implemented a facial covering donation program.
So the City of Eureka mask donation program came to be when the county put the mandate out that all community members needed to be wearing masks, and it became clear that that was a service gap for the our community members experiencing homelessness. We had been focusing our efforts down at St. Vincent de Paul's helping with their meal service once COVID became such a crisis in our community, and with that county mandate, it became required that anybody who was to be provided with a meal from St. Vinny's would have to be wearing a mask. So in order to ensure that our community members experiencing homelessness were still going to be able to receive daily meals and also, stay as healthy as possible and as safe as possible through COVID, we felt it was really important to put a call out to the community to see about the possibility of getting donations of masks for these individuals so that we could keep them safe and fed.
So Uplift staff comes down daily, 7 days a week, to aid both St. Vincent de Paul and Eureka Police Department with setup of closing the street down. Our community members experiencing homelessness are not allowed in the building right now due to COVID, so we closed the street down so that people are able to get a lunch and still maintain 6 feet of distance from one another. So we have dots spray painted every 6 feet to keep one person per dot in line in order to receive their meal. We also have hand washing stations set up for each patron to be able to wash their hands before they approach the table to get a meal. We are also currently engaging in a mask exchange program, so we've been getting reusable masks donated by community members specifically for this purpose. We are able to make sure that every patron at free meal is masked, and we are taking dirty masks and laundering them to make sure that they are sanitized before reuse.
Well, I would say just like the rest of us, the homeless community is definitely feeling the stress of all the changes out there in the community. Places that they normally go aren't open, people that they normally see on the streets aren't around. So when they come here, at least they get to see all the familiar faces from Uplift. We greet them every day. It's a consistent thing in their life. Even though things have changed here at Free Meal, what's going on outside for the last 2.5 months has been the same. So I think the consistency of them being able to come here, get fed, being treated with compassion, and like members of our community, I think really helps ease some of their stress that they're feeling during these times.
The community response to our mask donation program has been tremendous. I believe we've had close to 1,500 masks donated in just maybe a month's time. It's been really amazing. We're just regularly getting mask donations, and people understand what the purpose is for, and they're really motivated to help our community members experiencing homelessness be able to stay as safe as possible through COVID and get their daily meal. So that's been really uplifting to see that response.
The people that do donate, they're really caring and kind people. I make sure I go to the door and thank them for their donations, because I do want them to know that they are appreciated and they are helping a vulnerable population, and that they are really thanked by this community. Their donations are making a difference, and I hope that they know that.
The quarantine changed a lot of mindset of how Uplift could operate. Uplift's presence has grown, certainly in the past year, at our facility, and they would typically early on just be showing up right about lunchtime, and they do one-on-one counseling with certain people that were dining at our facility. Jeff Davis and Miles Slattery and others talked it through on how they could best utilize the fact that we had this nearby point of gathering that could assist them greatly with the clientele that they serve. For us, it was just a blessing on the operational side to help us get a meal prepared every day. I've noticed they're very self-reliant and energetic, and also quite friendly. It's become like just an extended family in a way, and that has been a big plus in itself.
Yeah, so CSET and Uplift are left hand, right hand, working together every single day that we work in collaboration. We coordinate efforts with the entire group that gets food service down here, but also individuals. So if we are working for someone for housing or has mental health issues going on, or even substance abuse, then obviously we collaborate on those because different approaches are needed for each individual. It's a daily collaboration that's needed. We can't really do one without the other, in my opinion, especially down here at Free Meal, and work with our homeless population from an outreach standpoint, and just kind of getting a feel of what's going on with the homeless population each day. There may be a lot of mental health crisis going on that non-cops that work for outreach workers let us know about. So someone we need to address from a mental health standpoint, or someone who's having a bad day we can check in with. But every day it's a daily collaboration, it's partnership, it's the left hand and the right hand working together, not opposing each other.
The Resource Center is here to meet the basic needs of the clients, the most vulnerable in our community, many of which are suffering from homelessness, substance use disorder, and mental health challenges. You know, I think for people that are already having difficulty meeting their basic needs, there hasn't been much difference during the COVID outbreak, other than the impact that it has happened from closures of service providers that provide those services for them. The Uplift program and their staff have really been engaging with some of the most vulnerable out on the streets, and they've been crucial on connecting some of our folks with housing. And you know, that's probably the number one thing for addressing homelessness. So I'm glad to be partnering with them.
The more human contact you have with people, the better it is for them, because many times I think a lot of why they've gone so far off is because of the lack of human contact. And so getting them used to talking to people and used to being around people in a different environment is so important. But if it were as easy as, I'm going to give you an apartment, here are the keys, I'm going to pay your rent, it doesn't work.
We've been able to help a program participant find housing and accept a housing offer and help them access that housing, some financial support. From that point forward, we're there to provide supportive services for that individual, to continue to assist them accessing community resources and supports, and to support them in tackling those barriers that they've been facing that were factors in their not being able to access housing. So that would include referring individuals to RCAA for one-on-one financial counseling so they can work on their credit if their credit was an issue, referring individuals to local health organizations such as Open Door or St. Joe's so they can have the medical and behavioral health supports that they need, referring individuals to the County's Department of Health and Human Services so they can access the wide array of supports and services that the county provides. You know, building a supportive relationship with that individual so we can advocate for them and that we can continue to help them build their stability in that housing.
You guys have Larry Alexander, right? And we also have, right? It's made it easier for me because I can talk to Larry. Having that connection also makes it really cool because he can call me and say, hey, we need help with this. So I know when he's asking me for something, I trust his judgment. I go to these guys, whatever it is they need, if we got it, we need to do it. Having like that mutual connection, it makes it so much easier just to talk about what's going on and how can we work together.
My name is Mark Riley. I've been working with Uplift here for a while now, and basically what we try to do is get folks into affordable housing to where they can have a comfortable, safe place to stay. My father and I are the ones that run the properties. I manage it. I manage the house. I'm on site daily. I interact with my tenants daily. Make sure everything's okay, everything's running smoothly, they have all the necessities that they need. So basically what happened is when I moved here, I realized how far out of reach rent was, and for even me especially, so we decided to purchase a property, and we just so happened to, realized that there was a need, and so we started renting out rooms. And the response from the community has been really, really strong. There's a huge need. I mean, I very, very seldom empty for more than a day or two. You know, and it's just worked out really well for everybody involved. You know, this whole thing's been a really good experience. We've been able to, you know, find people. You know, there's really good people out there that are quality folks that maybe want to have an opportunity in other circumstances to have a place to stay. You know, due to bad credit, things like that. So we try to work with the individuals based on their personality, their character, you know, and the idea is to really help people that are willing to help themselves. You know, there's a lot of folks who are in a position that they aren't necessarily able to, you know, get into quote unquote proper housing, but you know, for us it's more about how can we help those around us and, you know, improve the community and give people an opportunity. Working with Uplift has been fantastic. Everybody that works there is great people. You know, they are a program that's here in the community to help our local community grow and become a better, safer place. And I can't say enough good things about what they do. You know, they're very communicative. We have, you know, no issues. It's fantastic. I really have nothing negative to say about it. Only positive. I mean, I could go on for all day about how great everything is, but the bottom line is, you know, working with you guys, we work well together, we have good communication, and we're able to help a lot of folks out.